Have you ever wondered why individuals continue to gamble even when they are on a losing streak? It's a fascinating question, isn't it? This is the paradox of gambling, a phenomenon that continues to baffle many. You see, the world of gambling is not just about money, it's about the thrill, the excitement, the adrenaline rush. It's about stepping into the unpredictable, where even a string of losses can't dampen the hope for that big win. Now let's delve a bit deeper into this paradox. Picture this. Individuals parting ways with their hard-earned money time and time again, knowing that they are more likely to lose than win. It seems irrational, doesn't it? But is it really? Well, not quite. You see, gambling is more than a simple numbers game. It's a form of entertainment, a thrill-seeking behavior that provides an escape from the mundane. It's the suspense, the unpredictability, the potential for a big win that keeps people hooked to the game. It's like watching a suspenseful movie, where the thrill is in not knowing what's going to happen next. Now imagine the feeling when you do win, the rush of victory, the feeling of triumph. It's intoxicating, and that's what keeps people coming back for more. The possibility, however slim, of experiencing that moment of triumph again. But here's the catch. The house always has the edge. The odds are stacked in favor of the casino. Yet the allure of that potential win, the thrill of the game, often outweighs the reality of consistent losses. It's a delicate balance, a dance between the thrill of gambling and the pain of loss. So it's clear that the thrill of gambling often outweighs the pain of loss. But there's more to this story. The paradox of gambling runs deeper than the thrill of the game or the potential for a big win. It's about the human psyche, the brain's reward system, and the influence of society and environment. But that's a tale for another scene. Stay tuned. Digging deeper, we find that there are psychological reasons behind why people can't stop gambling. First, let's look at the illusion of control. This is a cognitive bias where individuals believe they can influence outcomes that are actually beyond their control. In gambling, this can manifest in a few ways. Perhaps you've seen someone blowing on dice for luck or wearing a lucky charm to the casino. These superstitions are all part of the illusion of control, making gamblers feel like they have sway over the random outcomes of their bets. Then, there's the gambler's fallacy. This is the belief that if something happens more frequently than normal during a certain period, it's less likely to happen in the future, or vice versa. For instance, if a roulette wheel lands on black 5 times in a row, a gambler might think it's due to land on red next. But the reality is, each spin is an independent event, and previous results don't influence future outcomes. Lastly, let's talk about the near-miss effect. This is when gamblers perceive a near win as a sign that they're getting closer to a big win. Say you're playing a slot machine and 2 out of 3 symbols match up. That's a near miss. Research has shown that near misses can be as stimulating or even more stimulating than actual wins. They fuel the desire to keep playing, in the hope that winning is just around the corner. These cognitive distortions can make people believe they are close to winning and keep them playing. They're powerful psychological tricks, and they play a big role in the allure of gambling. It's not just about the chance to win money, it's also about the thrill, the suspense, and the hope that the next bet could be the one that changes everything. These psychological tricks can make it hard for gamblers to walk away. Yet there's still another layer to this. Interestingly, our brains play a significant role in why we keep gambling, even when losing. Let's dive a little deeper into the workings of our brain, specifically focusing on a chemical messenger known as dopamine. Dopamine is a type of neurotransmitter which our bodies produce in several areas. In the brain, dopamine plays a crucial role in how we feel pleasure. It's a big part of our unique human ability to think and plan. So how does dopamine contribute to the formation of gambling habits? Imagine you're playing a slot machine, the reels spin, and there's this anticipation of a potential reward, a big win. This anticipation can cause a surge of dopamine in your brain, leading to feelings of pleasure even if you don't actually win. It's the thrill of the what if that our brains become addicted to. This dopamine rush is not so different from the high that drug addicts describe. It's all about the pursuit of that high, the thrill of the chase. The brain starts to associate the gambling behavior with a positive feeling, thanks to dopamine, and so a habit is formed. But it's not just the act of gambling that triggers this dopamine rush. The sights and sounds of the gambling environment, the flashing lights, the ringing bells, even the way the cards are shuffled or the dice are rolled, can all contribute to the anticipation and the subsequent release of dopamine. In fact, research has shown that problem gamblers have a higher dopamine release during gambling, compared to non-gamblers. This suggests that for some people, the brain's reward system is more responsive to the anticipation of rewards, making them more susceptible to developing a gambling habit. These insights into the role of dopamine in the formation of gambling habits highlight the complex nature of addiction. It's not simply a matter of willpower or moral weakness, but a deeply ingrained pattern of behavior driven by our brain's desire for pleasure and reward. The role of dopamine in gambling is clear, but how does this translate to real-world situations? Our environment and societal influences can also play a part in why we continue to gamble. Consider for a moment the world around us. It's filled with opportunities to gamble, from the flashing lights of casinos to the constant availability of online betting platforms. The ease of access to these gambling opportunities can, in itself, contribute to our gambling behavior. For some, the temptation is just a click away, or a short drive to the nearest casino. This constant availability creates an environment where gambling is not just possible, but often actively encouraged. Societal influences are another piece of the puzzle. Think about how gambling is portrayed in the media. It's often glamorized, depicted as a thrilling game of risk and reward. Characters in movies and TV shows win big, their lives transformed by a single roll of the dice or turn of a card. This portrayal can shape our perceptions of gambling, making it seem more enticing and less dangerous than it often is. In addition to this, the normalization of gambling in certain cultures can also contribute to our propensity to gamble. In some societies, gambling is seen as a social activity, a way to bond with friends and family. In these contexts, it's easy to overlook the potential for harm and instead focus on the fun and camaraderie. But it's not just about fun. For some, gambling becomes a way to escape from stress or negative emotions. This kind of emotional coping can be particularly dangerous, as it can lead to a cycle of gambling to escape feelings, only to experience more negative emotions as a result. So, from the flashing lights of the casino to the glamour portrayed in movies, from the convenience of online platforms to cultural norms, our environment and society can strongly influence our gambling behaviors. From our brain chemistry to our environment, many factors explain why people gamble despite losing. But can they overcome this? Despite these influences, it is possible to overcome the urge to gamble. There are several viable strategies to conquer this addiction, each unique and well-suited to different individuals based on their circumstances and preferences. One of the most effective strategies is cognitive behavioral therapy, often abbreviated as CBT. This form of therapy helps individuals to identify and challenge unhelpful thoughts and behaviors, replacing them with healthier and more positive alternatives. In the context of gambling, CBT can assist in breaking the cycle of negative thinking that often fuels the urge to gamble, replacing it with a more balanced and rational perspective. Then, we have self-help groups. These are communities of individuals who share similar struggles and challenges. In these groups, members provide each other with emotional support, practical advice, and a sense of camaraderie. The feeling of being understood and accepted can be incredibly empowering and serves as a powerful motivator to overcome the addiction. Next, let's talk about lifestyle changes. This can encompass a wide range of activities, such as engaging in regular physical exercise, maintaining a balanced diet, ensuring adequate sleep, and cultivating a robust social network. These changes, while seemingly unrelated to gambling, can significantly enhance one's overall well-being and resilience, making it easier to resist the urge to gamble. But most importantly, it's crucial to remember that seeking help and support is not a sign of weakness, but rather a demonstration of strength. It takes courage to admit that you're struggling and to seek assistance. Whether it's from a professional therapist, a trusted friend or family member, or a self-help group, reaching out for help can make a world of difference. So, while the allure of gambling can be strong, remember there are always ways to regain control and break free from the cycle of gambling and loss.